What's up, guys? On today's episode, we have Kendra Beavis, a part of my Be Creative team. Happy to have her. We have her friend, Ed Turney, owner of Rockstar Kickboxing, and one of the attendees of the first VaynerMedia 4Ds. So we learn a lot, we chop it up, we have a good time. Enjoy.
People calling me up saying they need a feature, saying we can help each other, but I see the leeches. Get the credit where it's due, I ain't talking Visa, but since we talking Visa, don't say you won't pay me either. Did you catch that?
So Ed is doing a lot of different interesting things, but Kendra thought that we should meet because Ed is basically following a lot of the Gary V model, right? Mm-hmm. Which we're also doing from a vlogging and all around, positivity, doing the right thing is always the right thing
100%
standpoint. So
kindness always wins.
Kindness always wins.
It's me and Billy's motto.
I agree. It's true. So Ed, why don't you just tell the audience a little bit about what you do,
Sure.
who you are, your businesses, etc.
Yeah, so my background's in martial arts. So I grew up punching and kicking people. And around 14, I kind of took over the operations of my teacher's kind of school day to day. And so like selling memberships and working with people is just kind of like my everyday, personality. I was drawn to the Gary Vee thing because I'm a very natural bred entrepreneur. Like he tells the stories about lemonade stands and shoveling snow, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was me. I'm like, that's okay.
What's kind of cool about that is, and I talk frequently about like being okay, like being yourself, and that enables you to kind of be loved by fewer people type thing rather than just liked by a lot of people. And I think you really haven't achieved a certain level of freedom until you feel like you can actually be yourself on any platform. Or especially I talked this morning a little bit on my Insta story about like in the workplace, it's so liberating to be able to just truly be yourself and not like change the Ed Turney of, in martial arts, the Ed Turney on a podcast, the Ed Turney on social media, whatever it is.
It's exhausting trying to not be you.
Right?
It's exhausting. Like, I don't know how people do it. It is very miserable.
But most people do it.
Yeah, I did it for a long time.
Did you?
Yeah, because...
Tell me about that.
Because when you teach martial arts, there's an expectation of you to be the guy.
Right.
It's very stoic, and it's very serious, and it's very... And, like, I did it theater all through high school and school, right? So, like, I was a good actor. And so I was always playing a part. But it's exhausting. And, like, the emotional drain that it happens is just... It's so much. So, I'm 32 now. Somewhere around like 24, 25, I just started getting tired of that feeling of just like, I'm not really being honest. Like, I'm doing good work. Like people are so appreciative of what we do, but I'm not feeling high energy all the time. That inspiring Gary Vee, like he's running on gratitude. You're like, really? How's that possible, right?
Yeah.
But it's because he's so unapologetically himself. And anyone that we admire, I feel like, is like that. They like you said, like, it's liberating, it's freeing, and then you actually find your niche. And like you don't need to please everybody, but as long as you have a few people that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think you gravitate to like-minded people. People, what's nice is at Sabre, over the last 2+ years now that we're vlogging, the culture has changed so drastically because, and it's funny, I had an interaction with Gary on it ended up being on one of his episodes. It was at Agent 2021 when he was with Ryan Serhant in like a fireside chat, and I asked both of them. Actually, Ryan's vlog dropped that day.
Okay. I remember that.
Right. So this is not Agent 2021 this past January. It was 2018. So I'd already been vlogging for a year at that point. And I asked Gary a question that was basically like, how do you get people in your company or your immediate, circle essentially to kind of buy into the vlogging and social media thing? And he would, his thing is always you can't sell the unsellable.
Correct.
And the only way they're going to realize it is when somebody who has no experience and no knowledge in the industry, starts doing things on social media in real estate, sells a building or leases a space, and Rick or Nancy
Good drop.
There you go.
Good Gary Vee drop.
Rick or Nancy, who have been in the business for 20 years and refuse to get on social media, are looking at young Johnny who sold the building, and they're like, wow, this actually works, right? So it's been interesting, kind of the progress of the company and myself and my personal brand over the last 2+ years through the vlog and everything else we've been doing. So have you seen that? Has there been a big shift in yourself and your businesses as a result of implementing a vlog?
I think I went through the same thing that every entrepreneur goes through. That's like, this is a good idea, but what is my message? What is my voice? But like, they just overthink it. Like we talk about, like every entrepreneur overthinks everything, right? They're just so worried about stuff. And then I think the really purebred ones, just like they see it and then just like they go. Like there's the first movers, then there's the first followers, like that whole formula.
Sure.
And then like there's that exponential curve that happens. You know, like you work with Orange Theories, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like I forget the CEO's name. What's her name?
Dave Long. Ellen Latham.
Ellen, the founder.
Yeah.
She was doing that Tony Robbins talk, and she talked about like there was this moment of just like all of a sudden it was millions. You know what I mean? And I think about that in the vlog world. Like right now in our little bubbles, we know so many people are vlogging, but at the macro, no one's. What are you talking about? Why would anybody do that?
Well, you and I know so many people vlogging because we're vlogging.
Exactly.
So I guarantee that most people listening to this don't know anybody that vlogs.
Most people don't know who Gary Vee is.
Really?
Yes. At world scale.
I was just sitting with a client and I was saying,
we're just in it.
I told him I had a hard stop at 11 and because I was doing this podcast, and he was like, oh, who are you going to see? He knew you.
Who was? No, never mind.
But they didn't know who that was.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, business owners, they're like, never heard of him. I'm just like, that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe it's naive of me to, be surprised that somebody wouldn't know who he is, but I guess it makes sense.
You've been there for so long.
Well, and I think there's also the type of person that's, got their eyes in their business exclusively and they're just looking in. And I think, one of the reasons I wanted you guys to meet was because we're all sort of that person that's always looking out. What's next? What's coming?
Yeah.
How can I make things better? We're doing it this way. Why? Let's do it a different way. Let's shake it up.
Yeah.
Love that.
So at Sabre, there are always people coming and going like any other sizable business. Sometimes it's easy to see them go, and sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. Today we're actually hosting a farewell little happy hour for Doug Bomzer, who has been with us from the beginning, and we wish him nothing but the best. He's got a great opportunity ahead of him, and we're super excited for him, but we're also sad to see him go. But Kenny and I really enjoy watching our close friends, people that work closely with us, grow and prosper in any way. So Dougie, we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you for taking me under your wing. When I first started here, you taught me everything I knew. Great mentor, even better friend, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Just wanted to wish my man Dougie Fresh all the best in his future endeavors at 7-Eleven. He wasn't directly involved with the territories that I service, but he would always offer a helping hand, and for that I've always been grateful. And I look forward to continuing my friendship with him and Chris and going on and on.
I raise my glass to Doug, and I wish every one of you can be as successful, as responsible, as respectful as Doug has been in this business, and you'll all be good. Cheers, Doug.